My neighbors upstairs don't speak any English. They are Russian. I think that it is just 5 kids up there and they're having a ball. They're really having fun up there. And I can't blame them for that. Grab something to drink. I'm drinking an herbal coffee. It's kind of like this herbal tea that is like made with chicory root. Chicory root? Is that what you call it? And some almond milk. Almost like having a hot coffee, but at 5 p.m. What are you drinking? It's time for a little cozy catch up. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra. Welcome to the B community. On this channel for 7 years now, we talk about spirituality, personal development, law of attraction, so much more. We used to be baby elephants, but we went through our Saturn return, and now we are the B community because it's just B, just baby elephant. Get it? I've gathered a bunch of things you guys have been wondering about lately. I've been seeing your comments, your DMs, your emails, and I'm going to talk about a lot of them in this video. Where I'm living now, house hunting, my engagement, wedding planning, which is a crazy topic to talk about on this channel. Who would have thought that little Leeor, 23, 24, would one day be talking about her engagement on this channel? For a long time, I wasn't even intending for partnership. So this is all just a beautiful, beautiful, miraculous, divine unfolding of the great mystery. And I love it. In the comments, I want to know what changes you're growing through right now. What are you up to lately? Let's talk. Let's talk a little bit about the engagement. You're going to kill me, but I will be doing a full video about how we met and, all the synchronicities, because I do believe that once you meet your soulmate, the synchronicities will be insane. When we first started dating, the synchronicities were just out of this world. So I'm going to do a whole video about that. I know that I keep saying that, I keep teasing that, but it is coming. But let me just tell you that we got engaged in December, a few days before my 30th birthday. We got engaged in 6 months, but we knew that we were going to get married the first month in. It was just a given, right? Guy and I have dated before. We went on one date in 2019, and where I was in my life, I chose to take a different path. And it's what I needed and what I wanted at the time. And it really wasn't anything so much to me, but it turns out that he knew that he wanted to marry me from that first date. And honestly, he was confused when it didn't work out because he's like, but I know that this is my person. That happened. And then we also dated again in the beginning of 2020. I wasn't ready for what he was offering me. I'll go into more detail about this in another video. I wanted to do my own thing for a little bit, and then the world shut down. So my path went elsewhere. We lost touch for a couple of years. We reconnected in the middle of 2022. He was on my mind constantly. The rest of the details will be in another video. I know I'm being a tease, but it'll come. So we lived together. We've been living together basically since 3 months in. We've known that we wanted to live together since the first month back in June. Literally since we started dating, but he was giving me time to be in Sedona. I had just moved to Sedona when we started to date each other. He asked me to be his girlfriend, fully asked, which is the sweetest thing ever, about a week in. And at that point, I was just like, this is my soulmate. Like, I've never felt joy like this. I've never felt fulfillment, safety, and I've never known like I know now. Every inch of my body knows. I had weeks where I cried from joy. That was an experience, fully in the shower, sobbing from happiness. Like, is it possible that this is like, can I be this happy? So we knew right away that we wanted to move in. So we've been essentially looking for a home together, casually since the 2nd month of our relationship. And we've been talking about getting engaged and getting married since then too. We just both knew. And this really happened once I finally learned to trust myself. Once I exited my Saturn return, and suddenly I felt like I had full autonomy over my choices. In past relationships, in my past life, dealing with things that I've dealt with, which trigger warning right now. But I have had my autonomy taken from me many times in my life. I've been put through things that were really difficult and that made me really not only afraid of men, but afraid of myself and not trusting myself to take care and protect myself. That made getting into relationships really complicated because what ended up happening is I was so unsure of myself. I just let other people choose me, and it was never me choosing. once I got out of the Saturn return, and my Saturn return was all about trusting myself, boundaries, learning to say no, learning to prioritize myself, and learning to really fully trust that I've got me. I've got myself no matter what. Even now in this relationship, I've got me. I can always rely on myself, and little Leeor she'll always have me to look out for her. She's safe now. I'm protected now. So once I was there and me and Guy started dating and I realized he's the love of my life, like, I pray for us to be together forever. I really do pray for that. Ooh, so crazy to put this out on YouTube, but like, it's once I felt that way, there was no looking back really. So we're living in his place right now in LA. That's where we set up my little office space, which is so funny because back in 2020, I was back living at my mom's. I had just come back from traveling to Costa Rica and Mexico for 2 months, a little over 2 months. And I came back, I had given up my apartment. So I was living with my mom and I was like, well, where am I gonna record videos again? I don't wanna go back to my old setup from when I first started YouTube. I kind of need my own space. And he had offered me, he's like, I can set up my second room for you. And back then I was like, we're just starting to date. Like, we're just starting to see each other. I'm okay. I'm going to get my own apartment. And I did get my own apartment. And then look at that. 3 years later, I have a full office in his second bedroom. Everything that he said really did happen. He manifested me. I manifested him. His mom manifested me. My mom manifested him. We're just all a big manifestation. We've been house hunting since we got engaged. It's been a couple of months. Honestly, we've put in at least 30 offers on houses. I'm not even kidding. But the market is really crazy right now. That is, the physical 3D explanation for it, the 5D explanation for it. The truth is that something has been holding me back. I've had some fear around this big purchase, knowing everyone's talking about maybe an upcoming recession. And a lot of people are also saying that that's not a thing and it's not coming anytime soon. But when people talk, it creates the potentiality of limiting beliefs, and I have absorbed some of them. So there's something inside of me that just needs to be fixed a little bit, and I'm working on it. And this is how I go through my process. This is what I did when I was manifesting my partner. Also, I knew something inside of me. The only reason why I was single, why I wasn't with the love of my life, is because there was some little thing inside of me that still had to shift. And that thing was faith. It was enduring faith that what I was calling in exists and that it would be mine, and that I just have to trust and live my life in faith and in trust. And so I'm continuously bringing myself back to that in our house hunt. There's a house right now that we just put an offer in that I really, really love. We have to completely redo it, and I think that would be a really fun thing to share with you guys. By the way, on a little tangent, I don't know if anybody out there really wants these life updates. I don't know if my channel is mainly about teaching and providing information, but I don't want to start a new channel for my personal stuff or for my vlogs. So what I'm thinking is, once I start getting back way more into content creation, into making these videos, is that every week I'll have manifestation content. Every week I'll have personal development content, and I will also have some personal stuff. Let me know what you think, so that there's a little bit for everybody. And if you like all the things, you can watch all of the things. Let me know what you think about that. So I would love to have this house. If it's meant for us in divine timing, I'm open and I'm ready and I'm not scared. I know that this is a good decision and it's only going to bring more expansion to us. And it'll be really cool to share with you guys the process of redoing everything, because that's what my fiance does. He does remodeling. So it'll be really fun. I also have really cool ideas for what I want as my house. I want to share that with you. So yeah, when I was manifesting my soulmate, I just kept opening and trusting and having faith in myself and in the divine. And I just have to do the same thing here. We're really looking all over the San Fernando Valley, but we both eventually do want to be near the ocean. And I'm sure that will happen very, very soon. Now, wedding. I had so many questions about the wedding. I don't know. I've never really had a vision of a dream wedding. A lot of my friends have growing up. And whenever we would talk about that, I was just like, I really don't know what I want, but I know that I want to be barefoot. And that is kind of Guy's thing too. He just wants to be barefoot, either in the desert or on the beach, but he does want a big party. And I'm more partial for the, I really like the concept of a ceremony. Like my future mother-in-law Iris and I were on a hike the other day and we were talking about it, and we see it the same way. A wedding is supposed to be like this sacred, beautiful union of two people and two families, and the the potential and the process, potentially of another family growing. And you want it to be a really sacred container and have only people that really want the best for you there. So I'm not sure what I want to do or where or when. I do know, we both know we want to get married soon. We don't see a reason to wait. We just want to do this. I'm thinking maybe get the house first and start working on it, then get married, or maybe at the same time. It's just, there's a lot going on. I've been having stress dreams about not having a wedding dress, even though I got my dress. I'll tell you about that in a second. Or I've been having just, feeling unprepared. Like I'm not ready for, not that I'm not ready, but that I don't have the plans in set. That makes sense. I do know I want something really simple and tasteful, classy. And one of the questions I was asked on Instagram is, how am I going to incorporate spirituality into the ceremony? So the really cool thing is a traditional Jewish wedding already is so full of ritual and mysticism. It's one of the reasons why I really love my culture in our weddings. For example, it's seen as a blessing for people, the guests, to show up really ready to celebrate the bride and groom. It's called a mitzvah. How do I explain mitzvah? Mitzvah is like a blessing for the person who's coming to the wedding and for the bride and groom to really celebrate them and make the bride and groom really happy. So you're supposed to be around them dancing, just making it joyful for them. And in this way, the guests are fortifying this container that's being created through this ceremony, through the wedding ceremony. Weddings are supposed to be sacred and mystical ceremonies that unites this couple and creates a container for the relationship, creates a really strong, fortified container. And that's what I want it to be. Other sort of rituals in a traditional Jewish ceremony is, the couple, when we get married, we stand under the chuppah, which is this canopy that's kind of like protecting and uniting you with God, which is so beautiful. The groom smashes a glass once we're married, which at this moment, I don't really remember why they do it. Some people have told me that it's like to ward off evil eye. Some people have told me that it's in honor of the wall or the temple falling in Jerusalem. But the groom smashes a glass under the canopy. Then there's the veil, and it's this ancient ritual of checking the bride so the bride walks down with the veil over her head. The groom meets her halfway, lifts the veil. I think maybe they kiss then in a Jewish ceremony. I don't know. I have tons of pictures. Maybe he kisses the forehead or something like that. And then the veil goes back under when she goes under the chuppah or the canopy. This is all very ritualistic and very mystical. Then there's the ketubah, which is the sacred marriage contract. And this is how we know that this is a legitimate Jewish wedding, and it is seen in the eyes of God and in the eyes of Israel and the eyes of the rabbis. So it's really cool. And I found this artist on Instagram that makes these sacred geometry ketubah, and I'm going to commission him for an artwork to make our ketubah. So that's going to be really cool. Those are the things I'm excited about. My camera died, but actually completely died. It won't turn on or anything, but also guy came with some more flowers. The other flowers were also from him, and he brought me my favorite chocolates. So we're back and everything's okay, and we're going to go to Best Buy later, and we're going to get a new camera. And honestly, the iPhone quality is pretty nice too. So as I was saying, I think that traditional Jewish weddings are just so full of mysticism and so full of ritual that I'm just really going to lean into that. A lot of prayer on the day of the wedding. So the bride will have certain prayers that while she's getting ready, she's reading and she has to say. Now, another thing that I really like about Jewish traditional weddings is this, and this is kind of an esoteric, kind of like superstitious belief, but in a positive way, whatever that the word would be for that. The day of the wedding, the bride is known to be her most powerful. So anything the bride says or wishes for or asks for on the day of the wedding comes true. That's what we believe. So once we say our I do, vows, the prayers, the smashing of the glass, and we're married, and the rabbi acknowledges that we are married by Jewish law, Judaic law, all your loved ones rush you to the chuppah, they rush under the canopy, and they receive a blessing from the bride and the groom. So that is so special, and I've received so many blessings from so many beautiful brides over the years. I prayed for my soulmate so many times, and I'm hoping to bestow that prayer on so many of my friends and the people that will be there, and prayers for people for families who are looking to have their first child or trying to get pregnant again, or, healing or whatever it is. And I'll be thinking about you under the chuppah as well. So let me know what you want me to wish for. I also want to know what kind of wedding customs you guys have in your cultures and what really stands out to you. I'm very interested. So yeah, I really see the wedding as more of a ceremony than a party, but I'm sure we'll want to do a party as well. I just don't know where or what yet. If you have cool ideas for me that don't require flying, because my mom can't really fly, let me know. I'm open. And then wedding dress shopping. So I had this whole plan where I was going to bring you guys with me through all different stores. I was going to show you the dresses that I don't choose. I was going to make a lot of videos out of it and reels and stuff. But what happened was my closest friend, Sarit, you guys might know her on this channel as Sasa, she's been on here for years. She just recently got married. And when I got engaged, she really wanted me to feel like a bride. So she made me an appointment at a bridal shop just for fun. And so I brought some of the closest people to me, which is, my mom, my future mother-in-law, her, a couple of my best friends, and my sister-in-law, Nikki. My brother and her aren't married yet, but I call her my sister-in-law. She's like my sister. So I brought them with me, and we just went kind of for fun, just to try things on and get in the mood for a wedding. But you guys, the first dress that I put on, we were all like, okay, this is it. The first dress. I tried on like 5 others. We didn't record anything because it was so spontaneous and so like, let's just do this for fun. Let's just, bond a little bit. And it was such a bonding experience with my mom, my mother-in-law. It was really, really beautiful, but I didn't expect it to be so easy. So I didn't really record anything. I didn't record the ones that didn't work either. I have some pictures I will show you probably later on, not yet. I'm not ready to show. I have some pictures, some videos of the dresses that I didn't choose. None of them really, some of them were beautiful, but just didn't fit me very well. This dress was I don't even have to get it tailored. It fits me perfectly. It was meant for me, and it was the first dress I got, and it's actually surprising. I don't want to talk about what it looks like because guys in the kitchen, I don't want him to hear. It's not what I expected I would like. I always thought that I would like more of a tight-fitting, mermaid style dress. But I realized that even though I found one that was so nice on, I loved it, it looked so good, it does feel more like an event rather than your wedding. And that's what the lady there said, and I agreed with her. When else am I ever going to get the chance to wear a big princess dress, right? I don't know if I'll ever get that opportunity again. So that's what I went with, but it's also very classy, very minimal. Yeah, I really like it. I can't wait for you guys to see. I tried on a veil there that was so beautiful, but the veil was $700, which I think is ridiculous. So I just ordered a similar one online, which is really, really pretty. I ordered on Etsy, so it's made by somebody. I'm supporting a small business, and I think it ended up being $200 instead. I liked, just if anybody's interested in the style, it's a 2-tier veil. It's cathedral style, or it drags behind you. I'm not really sure what. It's a really long one, but it's also raw edge, and it has the kind of the bunching up at the top, which looks really nice on my face shape. It was just really pretty. So yeah, I got my dress. My dress is ready. I'm gonna get it tailored. I'm thinking of maybe adding some a slit to it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. Depends, I guess, where we do this. I am going to likely, it's so funny because I don't have any plans for a wedding yet. So, but I'm getting this ahead of time just to be prepared. I'm probably gonna get a second dress to be able to dance more freely and just to, just have a second dress for the night. And I might shop for that when we go abroad in April. So maybe I'll bring you guys along with me for that. Tell me if there's any interest. I want something very different from the first dress, something more form-fitting, probably shorter, and maybe even sparkly. So we'll see. And then the last update that I wanted to give you is what's going on with this channel and what's going on with the book. So we talked a little bit in the middle of this video about, I want to know if that sounds good to you. If I continue all of the spirituality content, but I also do weekly, more personal vlog style or sit down updates, things like that. If you guys are interested in it, I do not have any plans on starting a second YouTube channel. That's just too much work for me where I am in my life right now. But I'd love to create more content here. These are so beautiful. They're just taking all the attention. What's happening with the book is, I don't know if I've updated you on this already, so sorry if I'm being repetitive, but I finished the book and then I let a few people read it. I had an editor read it. She loved it. She's I think it's ready. My mom read it. She said it's ready, but I didn't feel like it was ready. I'm not promoting perfectionism here, but it is very important to me that my first contribution to the literary world is not just a YouTuber book, but it's an actual book that's, that can receive accolade, that can be really taken seriously. And that's what I want my first book to be. That's just how I feel. So I got a book coach and we're basically rewriting the book. It's taking longer than expected. And I'm just realizing that these projects that mean so much to us, if we don't need to put a deadline on them, I don't know why there needs to be a deadline, right? I'm taking a little bit more time with the book because I want it to be something that I'm really proud of, that I can talk about for many, many years to come, and that really opens up the door for me as an author for my future. So I am taking a little bit longer on it. I've invested a lot. I've gotten the cover made. I have this book coach that I work with every week or every 2 weeks, and I love her. Yeah, so that's what's been going on, and that's really why you haven't been getting 3 videos a week for the last year or so. It's because I've been working on this book. I don't know how I can stretch myself so thin to be creating this thing that I'm so proud of and I'm so excited about, and also be creating as much content as is necessary to keep YouTube happy, to keep my community happy. I'm doing my best, and you guys asking me for certain topics is really helpful. Liking my videos is really helpful. Commenting on videos and sharing, and of course subscribing, putting your notifications on, your post notifications on. Very, very helpful to the channel. I just want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for being so patient with me while I kind of took a little bit of a step back from such consistent uploads. I'm doing my best. I really am. For now, the book is just taking center stage, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be here, and I love making these videos, and I love talking to you, and I love sharing everything that I'm learning. Speaking of books, the things that I'm reading this year, I'm really focusing on dream work, on learning about our dreams, what our dreams are, why we dream, and how to use our dreams to manifest, to heal. That content on my channel doesn't seem to do as well, but I'm going to keep doing it, and I'm hoping that the people who are interested in dream work will find it. So if you're the type of person that's into your dreams and learning how to heal through your dreams and learn about yourself and manifest through your dreams, please do watch that content, share it around, because it's going to help me. This dream content is something that people want. It's something that I'm really interested in. So that's what I'm focusing on this year. I'm reading a lot about dreams. I'm also, so in the morning I read about dreams or something inspirational. I really like Stoicism. I don't read Stoic philosophy too often because I do find that it puts me really deep in my masculine, and I like to be in my feminine more often these days, oscillating in and out of the structure and the flow. So sometimes I'll read Stoicism, the Daily Stoic, or anything Ryan Holiday, or I've been listening to Meditations by Marcus Aurelius on my Audible app. And then at night, I like to read fiction. I like my mind to just go a little bit crazy, and then my dreams are very vivid and very transformative, and then I keep a journal of them in the morning. I write down whatever I remember from my dreams, and this has been a very therapeutic process for me. Highly recommend it. Let me know if you want to watch more things about that and that journey. So yeah, that's my life, love, existence update. I hope that you enjoyed, and if there's anything else that you're interested in hearing about, let me know. Let's talk in the comments. I love you so much. Thanks for being here. For the past 7 years, or for the past few months, or for the past week, or if this is your first video, thank you. Welcome to the B community. Introduce yourself if you haven't already. I love when you guys do that. I keep up with you. I notice your names. I notice your stories. I'm wondering about you. I like when you update me, and when you don't comment for a while, I think about you and wonder where you are, So update me. Let me know what cool wedding ideas you have for me, what your culture's wedding tradition is. I want to know about all that. I love you so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. And until next time, as always, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.